Hello and welcome to Yan Food Times. We're going to a Japanese restaurant called Sushi Ki-Ichi, but before that we dropped by H-Mart and to my surprise they had fried chicken. I overheard that the Korean hot food section is getting better because they hired some Korean cooks to make authentic and delicious Korean cuisines. This time around we got their fried chicken. I'm glad that it wasn't spicy as most of the time they are. It was fried nicely. The coating was not too thick, but it gives a nice crisp crunch. Some parts were as light as cereal flakes and the pieces were quite big. The meat was tender and overall flavorful. It was so addicting and I haven't had such tender, juicy fried chicken in a really long time. They also seasoned it wonderfully. Okay, back to Sushi Ki-Ichi. We went there twice within 2 weeks, so I decided to combine the 2 times we visited together. I think they opened quite some time now, so I think they have been open for business at least 5 to 6 years. I lost track, but they are a bit far from where I live, and a lot of times I go to other restaurants near that area to eat. However, I highly recommend this place if you want some good Japanese food. They're Japanese owned and they have lots of tables, but it didn't seem too crowded or close. We did takeout and they have special lunch sets from Monday through Friday. Keep in mind they close on Sundays. The first time we went, we ordered their chirashi sushi. Chirashi are pieces of raw fish on a bed of rice and with some toppings. Since this was a set, it came with miso soup and a variety of tempura. There were 2 decent-sized shrimp tempura, kobocha, onion, sweet potato, lotus fruit, and broccoli. For $16, this was a good deal as all the foods were fresh and delicious. The chirashi sushi bowl was a bit small, but it had a few pieces of sashimi, and interestingly, I believe it had salmon skin as one of its toppings. It added extra texture, flavor, and made the appearance attractive. I also like the shredded eggs as you can taste the egg more, and it also looks quite pretty and adorable. Love the yellow there. The tempura was very good. All were fresh and the onion ring was thick enough so when they fried it, it didn't shrink. When I ate it, it was crunchy and also very juicy. You also don't see lotus root very often here, and it was my first time. It was very good, a bit earthy, and it had a good crunch to it too. The tempura shrimp was fried wonderfully too, and the batter was not too thick, so you can enjoy the bounciness of the shrimp. The greasiness of the food didn't make me feel bloated. I didn't feel stuffed. That means they fried it nicely and got rid of the excess oil. It was very good, and we wanted to go back as soon as possible. The miso soup was also very nice. A lot of times it's salty and I would just take a few sips and be done. This soup was very good and it came with 2 kinds of tofu, the cubed white ones and tofu skin. The seaweed along with it was also good too. They made sure you get a good amount of it all, so each sip would have some toppings in it. Let's go and move on to the next week. I ordered karaage lunch set for $15. It came with miso soup, which was just as good as before. The karaage pieces were huge and I was not used to it because most of the time karaages are tiny, almost like popcorn chicken style, but this was the most tender karaage I've ever had. The batter was thin but still provided a crunch. The meat was oozing out juice, and since they're bigger and thicker, you can really appreciate the tenderness of it all. It also came with croquette. This was fried amazingly too. It's pretty much mashed potatoes fried with beans, carrots, onions, and other spices. It was so fluffy and airy, and the umami was on point. Wow! I would order this again if they have it on their menu as appetizer. The salad had a light dressing, which was nice to get rid of the greasiness and made it more balanced. The rice was cooked nicely too and went well with the karaage. There's a dipping sauce for it too. The sauce was good too, but it was not needed because all the dishes had amazing flavors already. To sum it up, it was so good. I want to try all their lunch special sets and more of their sushi. So far, based on our 2 meals, their fried dishes are very good. Their fish are fresh, but I want to share more of their other foods too in the near future. Do you like fried foods in general? If so, what kind? Please share, and thank you for watching Yan Food Times.